Okay, I want to go back to that property that was sold, that lien, that HOA lien. Okay, so let's go back to that. First thing I want to know, okay, I'm going back into here and I searched the person's name since 2005 where he bought it. So I'm only searching for lease pendants and I see that there is a lease pendants here filed in October 2016. So that person who bought that lien today, he bought the property after the lease pendants, unless that lease pendants was dismissed. And that's what I'm going to check. I'm going to check if this lease pendants was dismissed. Very interested to know if you bought it after the lease pendants or before the lease pendants. This is very important information. And this is still active case, inactive. So, oh, it is active. It is very active. Here you go. Here you go. This case is still going on. Wells Fargo is suing for all of the other parties of interest, including probably a second mortgage. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the complaint and I'm gonna check. Let's see how much money they are owed. Right? Let's check two things. Let's check one. I know that person didn't buy the property before the lease pendants, the HOA lien, so he's not going to be able to rent it and fight the foreclosure. First of all, second of all, the foreclosure is going to run so quickly that he's not going to be even to be able to intervene. And look at that mistake he made. Look at that mistake he made. He thought there was equity because I don't know why. Okay, so look at that. It's very simple. In 2012, they took a mortgage of $200,000. Okay, and the default date occurred. Dated They took a mortgage 2012. Okay, Plaintiff is owed $179,000. Let's say $180,000 since April 1st, 2016. We're talking about 3 years of taxes, false insurance, interest, escrow advances, expenses, costs of suits including but not limited to filing fees, recording fees, title searches, and examination fees. Fees due for service of process and such other costs authorized by the loan documents, by law, and as may be allowed by the court. So that 180, think about that. Think about the debt that is accumulating 6 or 8% interest a year, and think about late fees, taxes, false insurance, attorney fees, etc. added up for the last 3 years. Okay, how much money is that gonna be? It's gonna be a lot of money. Okay, it's gonna be another $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 here, and not just that. Okay, there is another claim of interest by another party. One of them is the United States of America Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. This is another mortgage here. There's another mortgage here. It's 2 mortgages. Okay, so I can see one thing for sure right now. Okay, I can see that this property, where is that property we looked at right now? 1 second. First thing we see that this property, let's go and check it. Let's go and check its value. I'd say it's worth about $250 maybe. It's a smaller version. Let's say 300, okay? Yes. It's a townhouse. $300,000, okay? It's worth $300,000. But that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. The guy who bought it today, or the person who bought it today for $30,000, including fees and shmees and the recording fees, yes? Add that, okay? This is what he has. Without even looking at the second mortgage, he's got about $230,000 of first lien position. He's got $30,000 he just paid for HOA. Lease pendants already started. He has no control over the case. That means no settlement, no delay. Okay, and he's got a second mortgage, which I'm gonna go and look for it now. Let's see if we can find it. So we only search for lease pendants. I'm gonna be searching for mortgages now. And here you go, my friends. Another $30,000. Another $30,000 from 2015 easily can be $40,000, right? That's another $40,000. Now, besides knowing already that he has no equity, he made a huge mistakes, okay, and he's gonna get himself into trouble. That mortgage over here, the first position here, is already foreclosing. Already foreclosing years ago. They are so close to go to the auction. So you know what just happened? That guy just paid the HOA for no reason. In 5 months, in a few months, in 3 months, they're gonna go to the auction, they're gonna put the property for sale, and that guy who bought the property today, where is it? That person, he has no say, he cannot do nothing. He's just gonna wait and see that his title is gonna vanish. He's gonna get a title for buying the HOA position, the lender is gonna come and foreclose on the HOA, so he's gonna be left with nothing. Only thing he did, he paid the HOA. So I know about it. Look at that. I know about it. When this property is gonna come back to the auction, okay? When this property is gonna come to the auction, when Wells Fargo is gonna get to the time where the auction is, I already know that this guy paid my HOA. So my bid is gonna be much higher now, right? The HOA is paid. The first is foreclosing on the second. It's worth $300,000. I can bid 240. 238, right? HOA is paid. Second was eliminated. Why wouldn't I do that? Okay, this is how important information is. This is how much, I bought so many properties when other people paid my HOA liens that it's ridiculous, They didn't understand that in a month, the lender is gonna come and foreclose, and they bought a position that is already in the process of being foreclosed. It's not easier to say it. When the bank started a foreclosure, okay, if you look at that, the lease pendants, when they started a foreclosure, they named the HOA, okay? Actually, there are 2 HOAs here, so he's gonna be paying another HOA without even him knowing. It's funny. And you can say that the bank is naming the second here, the United States of America Secretary of House and Urban Development, which we saw in the complaint. And we saw there's no other mortgages. So this is the first lien position, is naming all the inferior parties of interest, including the HOA. And this guy just bought the HOA for no reason. Where is he? He bought the HOA. This guy just bought the HOA. That is gonna be foreclosed in a few months. Doesn't make no sense whatsoever what people are doing, losing $30,000 on positions that don't make sense, that don't have equity, that don't have any edge over anybody else in this game. So it's really frustrating. That's why I start teaching people to. I teach more people in how not to lose money nowadays and how to make money. It's sad, but that's a reality. That's the reality, and I think that losing money is a horrible feeling. Making money, you feel good for a couple of days and the feeling goes away. But the pain for losing money stays for a long time. That guy who just bought the lien today is never gonna come back to the auction. After he found out he lost $30,000 in cash, and who knows whose that money is. It might not even be his. Okay, so it's gonna be a big problem. Big problem. And this is one of the cases. This is one of the cases when you see so clearly that somebody is making a mistake, and you don't want to be sucked into it thinking he's so smart and savvy and all that stuff. He's not. Most people are not. If you like this video and you want to learn more about real estate investing and how to find off-market properties with equity, be sure to subscribe. You can also go to my website, lirankoren.com, and get my free hour masterclass for free. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, I'm more than happy to receive them, and I'm more than happy to answer them, so be sure to do so. Please subscribe, and everybody, happy investing.